Okay, well, let's leave those small to mid caps alone for a second, go back into resources, which have been doing the heavy lifting for our market in recent times. As the market's crawled higher, the disproportionate amount of performance come from them. Maybe we can talk to Catherine about this. So BHP, Rio and a few of the other big ones, Woodside, had terrific rallies in recent times. Their share prices are not where they were in 2007, I think was the peak for most of them, but they are at levels that maybe we're stuck on anchoring, like Steve Johnson just said. But can you give us a feel, do you think resources keep on running, and do you think the behaviour of the management and the boards of those companies are different this time than they have been in previous cycles?
Oh, definitely. I mean, definitely. I think the shareholders obviously got very upset with board and management, at the top of the cycle, and what they did in terms of how much capital they ripped up. The shale foray by the BHP in the US is going to be a case and example when we finally get that money back in the next few months. Predictions of $9 billion US coming back, and then obviously a subsequent buyback, which is about time for BHP. And I think they've ripped up 20 to 25 billion they spent on growing that business initially. So I think yes, the capital discipline is definitely there, and particularly too in terms of the volume. We're not seeing much in terms of top line volume growth in those individual commodities. The interesting thing for the resources sector, I think, is that if you look at long run commodity prices, particularly things like iron ore, obviously, which are for the Pilbara corporates are so important, at around $62, the spot price is pretty much there. And yet these guys are making, operating margins of 50%, which is just amazing. So the upgrades in the market are still to come in terms of earnings upgrades for those big miners. So they look reasonable, 5-6 times EBITDA for 2019 with consensus upgrades to come into those stocks. The only concern, and what we watch all the time,